I mean, he is standing out in a crowd. I mean, it's very obvious.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Well, especially
I
now
don't
with
know
this...
that I necessarily have to say anything because it's obvious.
Well, this is pretty rare. Middle of the day podcast when you're in between a bunch of clients.
Yeah, I have like 30 minutes and I have to run out. I just picked him up from school, though, and the teacher texted me that he had a really good day. And he had a really good drop-off. So coming back from a break, that's pretty good.
Super good. He hasn't been in like a classroom environment like that for like 9 or 10 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super cool. And I'll tell you though, we've gone from like, remember last week we were saying he wouldn't go to bed till like 11 or midnight?
Yeah.
And this morning he would, like, now his new thing is like, I don't want to wake up.
I know. Last night he actually fell asleep at like 8:45, which was great.
Yeah.
But then this morning he would stay awake at 8 o'clock if I let him.
He is the ultimate sleepyhead though. First thing in the morning, he actually looks really cute. Like his eyes are all squinty and his hair is just crazy. It's like all matted and sticking up.
I know. He doesn't even let me brush it.
No, I think it's kind of cute. He actually makes me like want to go back to bed when I see him. He's like rubbing his eyes and his hair's all crazy. He was actually laying back in his high chair like he was going to put his eyes to go back to sleep this morning.
He's the calmest in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
He takes a minute to wake up. Like he goes through the stages of having to wake up. He doesn't just pop up and race. He kind of needs to, he's playing with his shark stickers now.
Yes. So my client, Linda, found baby shark stickers at her dollar store or a dollar store by her. And she texts me and it's like, do you want me to get some? So she got me 5 packs.
It was nice of Linda.
Yeah. So far, he's already opened 2.
They
don't last very long, but thank you, Linda. And I broke all my rules for Linda today.
What do you mean?
I was saving this to tell you on the podcast because it's so not like me. I broke 2 rules. I ate bread and I ate meat because she brought me half her Cuban sandwich from Havana Harry's.
You are so proud of yourself right now. Like you should see. I've never seen you so excited about something like that.
It's just funny.
Well, eating bread is not a bad thing.
I know, but we usually don't eat meat Monday through Thursday. But she came in and she's like, do you like Cubans? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, here you go. She's like, I ordered my sandwich and I couldn't eat half of it. So she gave me my lunch, which was really nice because I was actually super busy today and I had no idea what I was going to eat.
Linda, she's delivering shark stickers and Cuban sandwiches.
Very
like
good,
it.
though.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm like, how can I say no to this? The bread was pressed. It was so good.
Oh, you deserved it. You deserved it.
I did.
So are you going to eat meat the rest of the week now that you've broken? Some people are like that. Like once they go off the rails, they go off the rails.
No, I don't even normally eat sandwiches.
Like, are you going to come home tonight with a Big Mac and say, I'll start over tomorrow? Or
no, this was like, I don't eat sandwiches that much. So like the last time I ate a Cuban sandwich was during the holidays because the owner of my building got it as catering. But Havana Harry's is really good.
Oh, no, it is right. What's that bar? It's not Locals.
Locals what? It's next to Locals.
Next to Locals, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there more than one Havana Harry's or is that's the...
They moved to that new location.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger. No, you can't break your rules for the whole week. I'm like, that was like basically like a cheat meal for me.
Yeah. I mean, some people are like
delicious.
that, though. They're like if they eat one bad thing a day, then the rest of the day they eat all bad. Because they're like, I've already eaten that. And then and then they start over the next day.
No, so it's just like you've heard people say, one salad's not going to make you skinny.
Right.
Well, one Cuban sandwich isn't going to make me fat, But if I want to eat Cubans all week long, then, okay, then I'm asking to gain a couple pounds.
One salad won't make you skinny, huh?
No.
Wow. Man,
No, so just because I had that, no, I'm going to eat seafood the rest of the day and no more carbs.
Yeah, we've done that. We haven't, off and on, but more so on, no meat during the week. It's just overall better for you.
I mean, you don't feel bloated,
Yeah, you really don't. Where do you want to go?
No, he has this new thing where he doesn't like TV anymore. I'm going to turn this off real quick.
He's saying that way, that way, that way. The new thing with hating technology is weird.
Yeah, everyone in the house is like, what is going on? He'll be like, turn off the TV, turn off the music, no iPad.
I know,
and we're like, what is going on?
It's almost like, so the stickers, he is really into playing with the stickers, and then there's a couple of books he's been really getting into.
Yeah, and
it's
then
almost
Play-Doh.
like he's like wanting to live like in a child of like the 40s. There was no TV, there was no iPads, it was just books. And
well, even in the car, he told me to turn off the music the other day, and I'm like, okay. Whatever makes you happy.
Could be the sound sensory thing. It's all phases, you know, like it's just all phases. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is all phases. Like, I took him to his new facility yesterday for OT PT speech, and the OT girl was like, he had a really rough day today. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, this is like the second or third time you've said this to me. I told you last night. I'm like, is she going to fire me? Like, I can't handle your kid.
Can they do that?
That's what I just told my client. And she's like, can they do that? And I'm like, they can't just say, I'm not going to take you anymore. But they could be like, I don't think this is a good fit. Kind of like how hairstylists fire clients, you know? This isn't a good fit.
That's a little different.
I don't know. I mean,
you literally just don't have to book somebody, but if this is all like, maybe you're right. Maybe they'll just say, sorry, it's just not going to work. But the other two are working good, right?
Yeah, the other two are fine. And I really like this girl. And
Maybe
like, she's like a really good OT, but this is like the second or third time she's said, he's having a really hard day. He's not complying. He doesn't want to do the table work. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I brought him to you, because he doesn't want to do the table work at school.
All right, but in fairness, though, to her, maybe that's why she's such a good OT. Maybe she realizes at some point, hey, this isn't going to work and I don't want to waste your time. So maybe we have to find another OT.
Yeah, which is really hard, though, because if she's like, I can't help him, I don't know. That's the whole reason why he's going there, is because I'm trying to get him to do table work.
I don't think that
for kindergarten next year.
I don't think that's what she's saying.
I know. I mean, you just never like to hear he's had a bad day or he's being too hard to handle.
Yeah, well, back up 25 episodes ago, Melissa's like, the kids at the, or his teacher's saying he's having a great day at school, and I know she's lying to me.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
now this woman's telling you the truth, you know.
No, I know. I'm used to hearing it at school, but like one-on-one, I don't know. It's just, it's not easy to hear. I mean,
I get it. But you know what? Good for her for being honest and for like giving you specific examples as to why he was having a bad day.
Right.
Because that's what you want, you know.
Yeah.
And even today, we were banking on a horrible morning, and it was probably one of the easiest mornings in months.
I know.
Because
I
you
can't
just
believe it.
never know. Like, we don't know.
Well, and with her telling me, being honest with me, she's like, did he have a rough morning? And I'm like, no, he's fine. I was like, he's really hard to understand, because you're telling me he was having a hard time. He wasn't having a hard time this morning. I don't know. He's all over the place. And
if she fires you, are you just going to be awkward like when you see her again?
no, I get it, because she is being honest. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it.
She won't give up that early. She's not gonna give up that early.
I don't think so. But as she's like telling me all this stuff, he's waiting next to me, and I'm like, hey, I just got to show you something real quick, because she is OT and sensory. I'm like, here's this picture from the weekend. He's peeling and eating the walls. And her face was just like, ugh. Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, so she looked like us? Is that what you're saying? Cool.
Well, that's her background, helping me figure out why he's doing this and what can come into place to help stop that.
Yeah.
So I just made her job harder, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did. You put a little more pressure on her and basically said, if he continues to eat walls, it's your fault. That's exactly what she did.
Wow. I just said he's hard to figure out. You don't know.
Now, she probably appreciates that you at least are bringing in like examples from the at home as to what's going on. You know, there are some parents, I mean, this just comes from some of the therapists we've run into who are like, they just go, yeah, I mean, even after the diagnosis, it's like sometimes the parents are still in some type of denial where they're just like, okay, here he is, here she is, do your thing, thanks, bye. And they're
Right.
like, I mean, like, any update on what's going on at home? You know, progress, regress, can you, because you're really supposed to be partners in this whole thing.
You have to be.
Which I know is hard to understand, and it is a little awkward at first, but you really have to be, partners. Like, we understand there are things that Lolo can really get him to understand a lot faster than us. But
Oh, yeah.
we don't, it's not that we're failures or, I mean, it's stressful and sometimes it's sad and frustrating. But you got to just kind of put all that aside and say, okay, this is where we are, so.
Right. Well, and this girl's trying to do table work, which, like I said, I'm trying to get him to work on that. But she wants me to practice him coloring a straight line. And when she hands him a piece of paper, not to scribble. And as she's telling me this, I'm like, you're worried because he's scribbling and not making a straight line. And I'm worried about him eating paint off my wall, okay?
Yeah. Well, now,
I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
Her concerns in that hour are a lot different than mine.
I think
every day.
I think the thought is, like, maybe not so much here specifically, but I think the overall thought is when he's able to do things or learn things like scribble or not scribble and just draw in a straight line, then it'll be easier for him not to do things like chipping paint, eating paint.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's something we have to work on. Actually, I'm gonna tell Lolo during her sessions to try to start doing a little bit more table work too.
Yeah. I think that's the idea.
We all have to work together.
Is when you're able to learn these other things, some of those other things, there's a better chance that they can learn not to do them or they'll just go away. You know what I mean?
Right,
like I think Lolo's kind of told me something like that before. Well, if we develop this stuff, then that other stuff has a better chance of disappearing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it all goes hand in hand.
It does.
We have to all work together.
It's the building blocks thing, right?
Right.
You have to build these skills up before this can happen, and then if that happens, then this can. It's just.
I know.
It's the old, you have to crawl before you walk and all that stuff, and that's just what this is. But it's over and over again with almost every facet of life.
Right.
It's like how many times can we learn to crawl? But it's like that's just the deal.
So Trey had his evaluations for flag football yesterday, so I took Cal to the park. And he's very, very social. He'll just go up to anyone and talk to him. Like I said to you, he's not going to know stranger danger. But he's also not going to be without us.
Stranger danger.
No, he doesn't know the concept of strangers.
No.
He's like, talk to me. Which is good because he's social, but there's a baby there, and he loves babies. But he goes up to him. I'm just afraid he's going to hit him or something. So this baby was crawling on the ground, so he was crawling all next to the baby and everything. It was really funny. But finally, he kept stealing the baby's little basketball, and I'm like, okay, it's time to go.
How old was the baby?
11 months.
Oh, crawling,
trying to walk. Yeah. The mom was holding his hand, and he was holding onto the mom's leg. But he just loved the baby. He wouldn't leave the baby alone.
He, even on commercials for some of his shows, when babies come on, he pays attention. So I don't know if he's saying baby shark, thinks that's the baby shark.
He notices if there's a baby because they're smaller than him.
Yeah.
He thinks it's cool, but he was right in the baby's face. The mom was very cool, but at one point he did hit the baby's back.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Well, I just didn't want him to hit him in his face or something.
You didn't tell her?
No, but it was becoming to the point where I felt like I needed to,
Yeah. I wonder if everybody's different. You have to kind of weigh out the current situation. Because you could have told her that and then she'd have been like, oh, and then gone or picked up her kid and left. Or
well, honestly, that's the feeling I got. I felt like I was going to scare her.
Yeah.
And I don't mean for anyone to take this the wrong way, but this is how some people think of it. Like, you can't catch this. You know what I mean? Like, even our kids were like, are we going to be autistic because Cal is? So that she was a first-time mom. And I felt like if I said he is autistic.
Do people really think that?
I don't know.
No.
I think it would scare people. Yes.
I think it could scare people because of the sudden, reactions. There can be a quick change in, personality. I get that. I don't think anybody would think that you're going to catch it. I mean, I've never heard of that.
Well, our kids thought that when they found out.
Well, I mean,
and her being
kids.
A first-time mom, I don't know. I
I
didn't feel
honestly,
the way.
I guess now, though, now that I think about all the stuff I've read online and all of these different Facebook groups and social groups, maybe you're right. Maybe some people do think that, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe some people do think that.
Yeah. Like, she'll have no idea what it is. And it's like, oh, is my kid going to catch that? And it's like, no.
Well, I think more so moving forward. Well, and you might be right now, but moving forward, which is, one of the reasons why we kind of get excited when we see people talking about it and everything. It's like just the more mainstream it gets. And that's going to take more just like lifestyle, casual presentations. Then I think the more understanding, hopefully, there's at least an opportunity for more understanding. It's just that everything so if people have equity in something, there has to be a level of connection, and that's why when we were like, all right, we'll do this, but it's just not going to be about medical stuff and, scientific stuff,
right.
Because that's not lifestyle. Like normal, everyday, casual, like nobody wants to be hit with all these medical terms and everything like that. Like I've even said it's very overwhelming for me. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like,
and you can't relate to the medical stuff.
No, I can't.
I know is when I'm at the park, I mean, he is standing out in a crowd. I mean, it's very obvious.
Oh, yeah.
And so
well, especially
I don't know that I necessarily have to say anything because it's obvious.
Well, especially with his size now. That's what's
happening.
Yeah. When he was 2, and we knew the diagnosis. Well, 2-year-olds are 2-year-old. I mean, it's you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
To me, honestly, when he was 2, that was more of the rougher part of because he didn't seem that much different.
Yeah.
When it came to personality, I mean, there were some characteristics, but you had to really watch.
Right.
You had to really watch. But everybody at the playground when he was 2 was sort of just doing 2-year-old things,
Yeah, and now he's running up to the parents and stuff at the park trying to talk to them. But then once they start talking back to him, asking him questions, he's not responding.
Yeah. And
so
really
that's when I think it becomes obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. This has to be about the age. It'd be interesting to talk to other parents about it, but this has to be about the age. You get to 4, 5, 6, where it's I would call it undeniable.
Yeah.
You could look, to his peer group, other people his age, and say, okay, I get it now. I sort of get it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's hard, too, because a lot of these kids, they don't have friends,
Right.
It's not like you're always around. Like our other kids, they're always around the other kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's the same other kids. So you can sort of you see patterns, you see development as they all develop together incrementally. This is you don't really know where the bar is because you're never around other kids his age because it's not, he doesn't have a friend.
But even at the
he doesn't
park,
have 5 or 6 kids at school that he's always hanging out with, always doing things with. You know what I mean?
Right. But even at the park, the kids will play with other kids. He will pick his one thing that he's going to focus on. And yesterday at the end of it was the baby. And he wasn't going to stop.
Yeah. He just put a really big Funyun in his mouth. Anyway, Cal, do you need a drink?
Cal, take a drink.
Take a drink, please. Oh, thank you. He will always take a drink. He's the biggest fan of water you ever meet. He likes water more than fish.
Well, and I think
He loves water.
what I think makes it obvious too is I'm hovering over him somewhat because number 1, I can't lose him. Number 2, he's going to put anything in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's talking to random people. I mean, so I'm standing there while he's talking to somebody. I don't know. It's weird.
I saw one of the videos you put out. I got anxiety. He's walking around on the play thing at the top, and I'm like, oh my God. I was watching. I had to stop watching it. I'm like, that's too scary for me to watch.
No, I'm right there. But
well,
he ripped off his shoes. I'm like, whatever.
But you do have to watch. I mean, he will just take off, and you just don't know what's going to trigger it. And, and you don't know. It's not even like other kids could do something to trigger it, but of course they're not trying to. It's just, they're just being kids. They're just playing. You don't know what it's going to set off, though. You know what he's going to see, what he's going to hear. Even like we said, the TV now, he's starting to hate it. Audio, he's starting to hate. iPad, that kind of thing. So it's, we're in these quick transitions now, quick phases, and there's a lot of quick turnaround, and they're changing from here to there. It's I don't want to go here. No, I want to go there. Actually, I don't want to go there anymore, but I actually want to go here. I want to go to bed late. I really love going to bed early. I want to sleep in. I want to get up. I want to, you know what I mean? It's
what is that thing? Like a ping pong? That was those old games with the balls bouncing all over the place.
Pong? Yeah, but real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding,
yes,
ding,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
You mean the machine thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like a ball. It goes everywhere. It's old school.
It's, daggone it.
Yeah.
Jeez, I could see the machine. You hit the flooded things on the, yeah. What is that called?
I don't know. I forget.
How lame are we? I don't even know what those things are called.
Anyways, he didn't want to leave the baby at the park, so then I had to carry him out. And he's half my size.
Yeah.
I'm 5'1". I mean, when I'm carrying out this 4.5-year-old, it looks funny.
Well.
All right, we're coming to an end.
Yeah, water just went flying, and I think the Funyuns are about to go on a helicopter ride. It looks like he's about to fling them through the air. All right, well, not bad for half your day. Yeah, the quickie just kind of rolling in and rolling out. Pretty good job.
Yeah, I have to go back. I have 4 more clients.
All right. Hope you enjoyed your Cuban sandwich.
It was good.
Proud of you for doing that, by the way.
I couldn't say no. It was good.